Alright, MrSotko here, and welcome back to another Warcraft 3 replay cast. Today it's a 1 vs 1 on Turtle Rock. It is part of the WCA tournament, so it's sort of a random game, but definitely not random players. Down at the bottom we have our pink orc player, who does not have a name, but it goes by ZDR. And up top of our blue human player, Yumiko. So two very well-known players, and sort of a random game. It's sort of late in the tournament, and looked like a really good game, so I decided to cast it. And now we're going to speed this on up to the 2x mark. Till all the heroes come out, otherwise we're just going to be watching these peasants build these buildings by bashing them with a hammer, which I never really got, but got to use your imagination, you know? And we have an Archmage moving out, of course, with those militia, going over to the Ogre Warrior camp to creep that out first. A Blade Master as the first hero for the Orc player, which is not particularly surprising. I suppose the Archmage is not either. And Ogre Warrior goes down. Looks like the Blade Master is either trying to find the Archmage or perhaps just trying to steal some of the creeps on this side. No, it looks like he is definitely trying to find the Archmage. And has a Ring of Protection +2. Good old Ring of Selling +2. And Blade Master got there a little bit too late and could not steal any creeps. But maybe he's going to try and kill a militia or two. And now the Grunt doing a really good job here of stopping those units, body blocking them, and that will allow the Blade Master to get 1 or 2 kills here. And so the Grunt takes it into his own hands and just bashes away. And now it looks like they're trying to stall that Grunt there, but they really couldn't surround it just with 4 of those. And Blade Master being a little bit annoying, but the Archmage got a little bit more experience than the Blade Master did, but I suppose you can take in the economic disturbance from losing 2, I think it was 2 or 3 militia. And now the Blade Master is at the Goblin Merchant camp here. He sets them off, and they get angry and start chasing the Blade Master. He sort of just did more damage to himself than he did to the human army there. So I think it was a good try, but I don't think it really worked all that well. Now trying to chase down this Archmage here. He's going to body block the Archmage and sort of blocked by his own footman and that Grunt there. And now Blade Master going to chase down this Archmage here, and the Blade Master really does not have too much left. Archmage could pop a Elemental and just actually start hitting that Blade Master with it, but I don't think that's going to really pay off anyway, because you can just Windwalk out of there, but now he does not have the mana to Windwalk again, so he's probably going to try and get a hit on this Archmage, and then he'll have to just bail, but he'll be very, very low on health when that time comes around. Or perhaps he's just looking for a better opportunity. Hits the Archmage there, and now the Archmage has no health. Neither does the Blade Master, so both of them very, very low. Getting body blocked by that Grunt there, and Grunt's so good at body blocking because they're just so big. And now it's just sort of a game of cat and mouse right now between this Archmage and the Blade Master. Archmage really could use some boots of speed as soon as possible. And maybe that's what he's doing now. He might be going over there to get the boots of speed and see if he can buy them fast enough. And he does buy them fast enough. However, the Blade Master did pop Windwalk once again, and looks like the Archmage may get away. He is a little bit faster right now. The the Windwalk at level 1, not quite enough speed there to catch up to the Archmage. Blade Master still has Dust of Appearance on him, so he can be spotted. He definitely was spotted by the human army there. And now an Water Elemental goes up there from the Archmage. Now the human player going towards the Orc base. However, the Orc has a pretty good defense line here. And all of the Orcs, the Grunts there in the burrows firing away. But human player just going to try and be as far as he can away from those burrows there. The Altar of Storms is sort of out of place, though. He could possibly surround that and destroy the Altar of Storms, which would certainly disrupt the Orc player a little bit. But easier said than done, as they have 900 health, and buildings do not go down very fast in Warcraft 3. So if you're used to StarCraft, and say you've never played Warcraft 3, which would be actually kind of surprising to me, but if you've never played Warcraft 3, the buildings go down very, very slowly in this game. Even with Siege, they kind of go down very slowly, and there's different armor types and such. So it actually takes quite a while to take out a building. So if this was in StarCraft and that just happened to be a barracks or something like that, you could take it out pretty quick, but not so much in Warcraft 3. And StarCraft 2 kind of did away with the different size types. StarCraft 1 used to have small units, medium units, and large units. So like Firebats would only do maximum damage to small units, which would be Zerglings, Marines, and Zealots. And I'm not sure if Hydralisks were in that category. I think they were in the medium category. So it's sort of a weird thing. A lot of people actually didn't really know about that in StarCraft 1, that there was different unit size types, and you would do less damage to bigger units. Like a Firebat would do less damage to like Hydralisks.
A player's forces are under attack.
And Giant Sea Turtle goes down. A Mantle of Intelligence +3, not too bad for an Archmage, but he may end up selling that eventually, as there are better items to be had eventually. I'm actually surprised that he's still holding on to the Ring of Protection +2. He's probably finding it somewhat useful this game against the Blade Master. But even still, again, the Ring of Settling +2, not the greatest item. But I suppose against the Blade Master, it does help a little bit, and you might as well hold on to it until you don't have enough room for any other items. Lionhorn of Stormwind for the Archmage, and that's actually sort of a bad item. +1 armor to all of your units is not too bad. A Tome of Intelligence +2 there for the Archmage. And there he goes, +2 damage for him, and a little bit more mana as well. 30 mana to be precise. Actually, I had to take a look at it. I can't remember how much intelligence increased by your mana. I always knew about the strength +25 health, but I forgot about the mana for a moment there. And so with the Lionhorn, he actually has +3 armor, which is getting to be in the category of not too bad. However, +2 or +1 is just simply really not, sort of negligible, really. And we have some Wind Riders in the human base, and both of them are slowed down by sorceresses, so they are just awfully slow. And we have a guard tower coming up here to defend against them. A Griffin Aviary coming up for the human player. Probably getting Dragonhawks to hook those Wind Riders and slowly kill them. Orc now going after the Gargantuan Sea Turtle camp. Has the Slippers of Agility, Ring of Regeneration, and Gloves of Haste. I actually didn't really watch this Orc player creeping all that much, which I apologize about, but I was distracted by the human player. And has a Gauntlets of Ogre Strength +3 on the Shadowhunter there, a potion or Agility Tome, and a Potion of Invulnerability, which are so good. 15 seconds of invulnerability. The Potion of Lesser Invulnerability are actually pretty are one of the best items in the game, and they only give you 7 seconds, so that just goes to show it's about double, over double rather, the time, the Potion of Invulnerability. Now the human player has to back up a little bit, seeing the Orc player there, and a little bit too much noise to be creeping the Gargantuan Sea Turtle with chaos damage while you're being attacked by an Orc player. However, he just gave this camp to the Orc now, and that may not be good. Gargantuan Sea Turtle will go down to the Orc player, and that's going to be a lot of experience. Tome of Strength, and did not see the other. Oh, another Potion of Invulnerability. 2 potions of invulnerability on this Orc player. Unbelievable. That is going to be so much invulnerability, I guess. Shaman's there to spell that water elemental away. But so much invulnerability. Unbelievable. Oh, he sells both of them. What? That blows my mind that he sells both of those.
A player's forces are under attack.
I'm not sure if that... I am not... Admittedly, I'm not a professional player, but I do not find that the best strategy that I've ever seen. Selling 2 Potion of Invulnerability, I just don't know about that. Those can save you in the end, and if his Blade Master dies at any time in point in this game, it is because he sold those Potions of Invulnerability. He did steal that. I believe he stole that Gargantuan Sea Turtle Parrot of Vitality on the ground there, and the Blade Master is full. He cannot pick that up, so the Shadowhunter will gladly pick up 150 health. And again, so if this Blade Master dies at some point in this game, you will know it was because he sold those Potion of Invulnerability. Although he does have Windwalk, so he is able to get away most of the time, but that is simply just not the case all the time. And now the Beastmaster will, almost falls, and will Town Portal back to base here. So it's going to Town Portal about 4 feet to safety. And I could have actually had those, at least one or two of those Potions of Invulnerability on the Shadowhunter at the very least, and then he could have actually passed it off to the Blade Master when he needed it. So yeah, Not really sure if I agree with selling both of those, but moving on. Gargantuan Sea Turtle camp here. Looks like they're going to be creeped out by the Orc player, level 3 Shadowhunter, and I think a level 3 Blade Master. So level 3 and level 3 for the Orc player. And we will check out the human player's levels. I think it is level 3 and level 2. And now the Shadowhunter will be level 4. And we'll see what drops here. Scroll of the Beast, and I did not see the Tome that had dropped. It definitely was the Tome of Strength, because he already had 900 health, so it was either a Tome of Intelligence or a Tome of Agility. Use your imagination, just pretend. And the Archmage is level 3, Beastmaster is only level 2, so slightly behind in terms of the levels, not too far behind. And level 4, Shadowhunter now. Shadowhunter sells some items there at the shop. I really should superimpose, or rather just add into the video the Candy Shop song. I think it's by 50 Cent, 50 Cent, whatever you call them. I'm not actually really sure, but there's that Candy Shop song. And if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, just Google it or YouTube it, whatever, and listen to it. It's so ridiculous. And I just started thinking about it when I said he sold some things to the shop. And it just got stuck in my head for some reason, and I think it would be really funny to put into the video, but I probably will not. So I'm basically just talking to myself right now, and it will not be in the video. And you guys will thank me for it not being in the video too, if you actually decide to listen to it on YouTube. You'll go, oh, okay, thanks for not ruining your own video. Now, Blade Master level 3, still not level 4. Shadowhunter level 4, actually a quarter of the way to level 5 there. The bird there goes down to the Dust of Appearance, spotted it, and I don't know whose Watcher Ward that is. I would assume that's the Orc player, question mark.
A player's forces are under attack.
Ready to work.
Can't actually really tell. Was trying to find the different observers there, and there is one observer in this match. Tome of Strength +2, very nice. And did not see the other item. Looks like a Django of Endurance. And I always really loved the Django of Endurance. Endurance War is just so good, but unfortunately the Tauren Chieftain just isn't. And the Tauren Chieftain is actually one of my favorite heroes in the game. One of, I'd say one of my top three favorite heroes in the game. Just because he has so much health, and I don't know, I just really like the Tauren Chieftain, but he's just not that good. And it's sort of unfortunate that he isn't, as you really don't see a lot of pro players using him. Once in a while, you will see him in a game, in a pro kind of game, but it just never really turns out all that well. Considering Shockwave is really the only good skill he has, other than Endurance War, of course. And the Stomp just isn't all that good. It can stop certain skills in the game, which is nice, but it doesn't do a lot of damage, doesn't stun for very long. Beastmaster goes down to that army there. Scroll of Speed just instantly caught up to him, and all of that damage combined there took him out in a split second, basically. However, the human player's holding out fairly well. I'd say more humans have died here, though. We have the caster still all alive, and the rifleman firing away at the Wind Riders there. Brent's now bashing away at the peasants. All the peasants are almost dead. The peasants are hacking away at the Shadowhunter there. And Blade Master finishes off that rifleman. And Yumiko has to GG out, lost that Beastmaster to that Scroll of Speed and the Hex as well. Hexed the Beastmaster, and then Scroll of Speed, and just went on top of him. Hit them all with every single unit, so ZDR wins this game, and the units tab there. So the Orc obviously had the largest army. Units killed, obviously, in the Orc as well. So pretty much just dominated in terms of that. The heroes level 6 and level 5 to level 4 and level 3. So definitely dominated that. Only killed one hero throughout the game, and that was the Beastmaster there. So that's sort of surprising. Only one hero died the entire time. In terms of resources, a little bit more gained from the Orc player as well, and that is because the human player uses militia and things like that to come out, and sometimes that disrupts your gold mining, even though you shouldn't really use your gold mine to actually use militia most of the time. But hope you guys enjoyed the replay, and I will see you guys next time.